When I first started my playthrough of Doom 2016, all the way back in 2016, when I was 16, I was a boy. But by the end of my journey through Hell and back, while I was still very much a boy at 16, I felt like a man. It turns out that being stuck in hell fighting waves of demons as a literal killer of a metal dubstep soundtrack plays in the background, releasing powerful testosterone and inciting your violent ripping and tearing, changes a person. I left Doom 2016 smarter, stronger, faster, taller, and I even had a good taste in music now, all thanks to Doom. So, naturally, I was beyond ecstatic when I heard that a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time was on its way, Doom Eternal, or, as I like to call it, FPS perfection.
For there is only one dominant life form in this universe, and it carries a steel-barreled sword of vengeance. All hail the coming of the Destroyer. The Slayer's time is now.
Hello there.
Doom Eternal is everything I wanted it to be, and everything the sequel to the reboot should have been. It takes everything that made the previous good and dials it up to 11. It's bigger, better, and bolder. The story in Eternal is set to apocalyptic, end-of-times proportions, as angelic aliens and dastardly demons fight to take over Earth for their bidding. With the human race fallen and Earth all but taken over, it's up to the Doomslayer to fight the invasion back as humanity's last hope. What I love about Doom Eternal is how much it commits to the grand scale set by its story. You can really tell the developers found their footing with this game and went all out, as every decision made feels confident and deliberate. Whether it be the level design, presentation, new mechanics, or the gameplay itself, everything meets the epic scale the game promises. Levels are long, dynamic adventures that can take anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes to complete, and even longer if you're looking to beat all the challenges and find all the secrets scattered throughout. Seriously, there is so much to do in every level, it's nuts. The design of the levels smartly complement their length with some mostly great pacing. I'm looking at you, Purple Goo. Thanks to smart layouts of combat, puzzles, and platforming. That's right, Doom Eternal introduces puzzles and some more in-depth platforming to the series. Don't worry though, while these are fairly controversial inclusions at first, they end up being a welcome addition, providing good breaks from the action, which ultimately makes the action hit harder. And they're nice challenges in their own right, so that's nice too. The presentation of these levels is truly breathtaking, and every location feels totally realized thanks to some jaw-dropping details and graphics. This was the first game I played when I got my PC, and goddamn was I blown away by how good it looked. You'll travel from hell on Earth to a fractured Mars, cultist bases, celestial worlds, and hell itself. Every location is fresh and inspired with a killer beat to keep you moving through. My god, the music. It would be a literal crime to not talk about the music in this game. I mean, that's pretty much why we all buy it, right? Mick Gordon, the man who helped Doom find its identity again, returns to compose another boner of a soundtrack. From orchestral highs to thunderous lows and all the shredding in between, the game's soundtrack is a synthwave-induced stroke of genius that only encourages you to rip and tear. It's unfortunate that Mick won't be returning for future installments because holy fuck is he amazing. Presentation, 10 out of 10. Since we're on such a high note right now, get it because we just got done talking about the music, I think it's time to get to the other half of the reason you buy Doom games. The gameplay. Doom Eternal gives you anything and everything you could ever hope to use in your arsenal of ripping and tearing. It gives you so much, in fact, that it's almost too much. Almost. The game does this really incredible thing where it gives you all this good stuff to make the gameplay as engaging and thrilling as possible, and somehow balances it. There's a lot to manage, be it ammo, armor, health, demons, all sorts of stuff. The game never feels like it's too much though, but it does do its best to push you to the brink to form you into the Slayer himself. After all, a power fantasy earned will always be more satisfying than a power fantasy given. Hugo Martin. Soon you'll be scrolling through your weapon wheel choosing the best weapons to expose weaknesses like it's second nature, launching your different bombs, roasting with your flame belch, dashing around the place, blood punching through hordes, and slicing and dicing even the toughest foes who dare oppose you. The only thing they fear is you, and the game truly makes you feel like this unstoppable powerhouse of a man that is literally too mad to die. Glory kills are back and even more variety and gore that rivals Mortal Kombat finishers. There's more upgrades to make your suit and weapons as powerful as ever, and Vega's useful weapon mods make a return as well, that add a layer of versatility to the weapons. In Doom Eternal there are enemy weak spots that you can exploit, that remedies the Super Shotgun only mentality that Doom 2016 had. Now, every weapon, mod, and ability serves a purpose. Doom Eternal encourages all kinds of play, so long as it's ripping and tearing the demons. Doom Eternal still retains that classic, straight-to-the-point, fast-paced gunplay that Doom 2016 brought us all back to. It's just bigger, better, and bolder, thanks to more diversity and options. The presentation really only makes this 10 out of 10 gameplay even better, as every sound and design pushes that number higher and higher above a 10. Gameplay, 10 out of 10. You might have noticed by now that I've yet to really score the story, and pretty much made it a point to say that the only two reasons you really buy a Doom game is for the presentation, aka music, and gameplay. And while that remains the case here in Doom Eternal, there was quite a good amount of story here to keep you entertained and engaged, including uncovering some of Doomslayer's muddled past that somehow ties into the previous games that is sure to make every fan of the original series smile. You don't buy a Doom game for its story, but the fact that the story is so good in Eternal only serves to strengthen its overall score. Story, 8 out of 10. Tallying all the big category scores together, we sit at a whopping 28 pizza slices out of 30. That's right, I'm still not quite sure how I'm doing my ranking system, but I think I'm getting a better idea of it every time I make a new video. While Doom Eternal might not be a masterpiece due to its story that isn't quite on par with its presentation and gameplay, it doesn't matter. Doom Eternal needed to be a video game. A bigger, better, bolder Doom game. And it's exactly that, from its story to its presentation, and most importantly, its gameplay. It's the FPS genre at its finest, firing on all cylinders to become a perfect first-person shooter. Doom Eternal is FPS perfection.